The first exercise that we're going to be going over is called the hip hinge. And the reason why we do this exercise is to help create a solid foundation for our spine. So in order to have a balanced building, we need to have a solid foundation, right? And the hips are considered the foundation of the spine. And if we have strong hips that are anchored to the floor, then we are able to have a nice and balanced, strong spine. Okay, so first we're going to go ahead and start off with the hip hinge exercise. And in order to start off this exercise, we want to go ahead and focus on our feet. Then we're going to focus on our legs, then position of our core, position of our shoulders, and then position of our hands. So first, starting off with the feet, we want to make sure that our weight is distributed evenly between our heels, our toes, and our pinky toes. So go ahead and find your even weight distribution between those 3 points. And now that you found it, go ahead and have your feet shoulder width apart. For the next part of our foot position, we want to make sure that our feet are slightly internally rotated. And the reason why we want this very slight internal rotation is because this allows for the movement of hip hinging to go a lot easier. It facilitates that movement. If you go ahead and externally rotate your feet and try to hip hinge, it feels a lot more awkward and it works against you. So this is why we create that internal rotation of our feet. For the next aspect of this exercise, we want to go ahead and focus on our legs. The next aspect of this exercise is creating that anchor between your lower body and the floor. The way to start this off is you have your feet internally rotated, your legs are balanced, and your whole body is balanced on top of your feet. And now what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and squeeze your legs together, just like that. And you can feel how your legs are being attracted towards each other as you squeeze your legs together. You want to make sure that you keep a level 3 pressure on your feet and legs as you're doing this exercise. So this creates that stable connection between the upper body and the floor, which is your anchor. The next aspect of this exercise is going to be the core. So for the core, we want to make sure that we have a long and stable core. The way we do this is by creating measuring sticks with our hands. We go ahead and bring our fists out, stick out our pinkies, stick out our thumbs, and we're going to put our pinkies at our hips and our thumbs at the bottom of our ribs. And with this, we're going to go ahead and take a deep breath in and try to separate the pinkies and thumbs as much as possible. And when you breathe out, don't collapse the rib cage, but keep it up there. And now go ahead and take a couple deep breaths in and out within this space, maintaining the space there. Very good. Now that you've practiced maintaining the space with those couple of breaths, you're going to go ahead and focus on the next aspect of this exercise, which is the shoulders. For this next transition into the shoulders, what you want to do is bring your thumbs down, just like that, and you're going to drag the thumbs up along the side planes of your body, all the way up to the front portion of your shoulders. So your thumbs stop right in the front portion of your shoulders. And for this aspect of the exercise, you're going to go ahead and externally rotate your shoulders and bring the thumbs behind your shoulders. Externally rotate behind the shoulders. Very good. From the side view, this is what it looks like. Just like that, behind the shoulders. Now that you have your thumbs behind your shoulders, you want to go ahead and take a deep breath in into the upper part of the chest. And activate the muscles in the front part of the chest and the back part of the chest when you breathe in. Very good. And now we're going to go ahead and create the ball of tension behind our head. So all that is required to create this ball of tension is placing your fingertips together, just touching your fingertips just like that. Once you create that ball of tension by pressing the fingertips together, you're going to go ahead and bring this ball up in front of you, just like that. You're going to press your fingertips together to create compression, and then you're going to go ahead and bring your shoulder blades back and down to create that tension within this ball right here. Very good. Now that you have that component, we're going to transition into the hip hinge to activate the full posterior chain of your body. To transition into the hip hinge, you're going to imagine that there's a door behind you that needs to be closed and your hand's full, so you have to use your butt in order to close it. So in order to do this, you're going to go ahead and stick your butt out while maintaining the ball of tension in front of you, just like that. From the side view, this is what it looks like. So you have your ball of tension in front of you. The door needs to be closed behind you, so you're going to go ahead and close it, just like that. And now that you have the hip hinge activated, you want to make sure that you're creating that space, maintaining that space within the diaphragm or within the core. Make sure that you're squeezing your legs to a level 3 pressure, creating that pressure between the fingertips and the tension between your shoulder blades. And you want to hold this position for about a minute or so. Make sure not to lock your feet like that. You want to make sure that they're slightly bent, but at the same time not fully bent, because then that becomes a anterior exercise, which exercises the front portion, not the back portion of your body. So slightly bent, but not locked up. And once you finish that 1 minute of holding this position, we're going to transition into the sunrises or good mornings. So to end off this exercise, you're going to bring your hands out through the back right here, and you're going to go ahead and squeeze your butt and thrust your hips forward. And you're going to go ahead and do that a couple of times, about 10 of them. And this finishes activating the posterior chain of all your muscles to make sure that you begin to activate those postural muscles that help you stabilize your spine.